The clouds from the explosion cleared, the sky returning to a beautiful blue. From the shelters, Nanfula and her granddaughters, Kiki and Jenny, stepped out first. Then Lars, Sadie, Buck, Bill, Sour Cream, Yellowtail, Vanilla, Onion, Mr. Fryman, Rolando, Petey, and the rest of the Beach City townies appeared. Relieved that the fret was over along with the gems, healed or normal, all came out well. During the ship's explosion, the smoke revealed Stephen and the gems safe in the bubble. It floated gently down to the ground. He dissipated when he knew it was safe, and they were all looked around. "Stephen! Guys!" They all heard the two voices of Connie and Greg, called out from Ryan on Lion's back, heading towards them. The heroes got up and ran towards them, Stephen giving Connie a hug and an affectionate kiss on her cheek, causing her to blush. "So, Stephen," the girl laughed. I'm sorry," Stephen happily apologized. "I was just worried about you." Greg also embraced his son as well. "Stephen, you're okay." "Dad," Stephen shrugged. He hugged his father back. Lion patted over to them, giving Stephen a lick on the cheek. The gems laughed as well as they all celebrated their victory. Jasper and Amethyst headbutted, Peridot and Lapis gave each other high fives, and Garnet and Bismuth simply nodded. Spinel, after kissing Pearl for a moment, ran over to Stephen, hugging him tightly, to which he reapostulated. "Oh, Stephen," Spinel said, pulling away from her hands on her cheeks. "I'm so proud of you." Stephen's face brimmed with a smile. "Mom," he hugged her once more. With Greg and Connie joining the mix, around them over the hedges of the crater of Beach City, citizens of Little Hometown, gems had gathered and cheered for them. Everything seemed fine until they saw a white hand burst out from the rubble. Apache Tears finally got up. Scratches and bruises covered her body, with her shiny black hair completely unkempt, and a few pieces of her outfit were torn. You think," she rasped out, but cowered. Stephen, Greg, Connie, Lion, the Crystal Gems, and even Beach City citizens and the other gems stared down at her, either looking disapproving, repulsed, or downright angry, some crossing their arms or shaking their heads. The black and white gem knew she was surrounded. There was nothing she had to defend herself. No, she tried to get herself back up. "Well, wait, I'm sorry." Stephen finally let out a breath and stepped towards the shivering black and white gem. "No, get away from me. I give up. I surrender. Just don't shatter me, please." "We're not going to." Apache Tears looked at him, baffled with tears streaming down her face. "What?" Staring into his eyes, she could clearly see that she was indeed unhappy, but there was a slight glimmer of mercy in them. "We don't shatter people. It's not what we do," Stephen said. "But after what you've done, destroying our city, rejuvenating the gems, and manipulating my mother," he leaned in closer, his voice as cold as ice, "I'm afraid we never want to see you ever again. Be thankful we're giving you some mercy, Apache Tears. Leave before we make you." Apache Tears whimpered in fear, looking down at her own hands. But where will I go? My planet's dead, my ship's destroyed. What will I do?" Before anyone could answer, a giant shadow loomed over, sending everyone in shock. Apache Tears gasped to see a massive diamond ship, as it came down, planted its hands on the cliff of the lighthouse. "Knock, knock, Stephen." "It's us." "The diamonds? Are we interrupting something?" The monocled gem ducked behind the pile of rubble, as Stephen called out, yeah." From the white bubble, the diamonds then landed on the ground, revealing it to be white diamond, yellow diamond, and blue diamond. "Oh, stars," Spinel groaned quietly in annoyance. "Yellow, blue, white?" Stephen was confused. "What are you all doing here?" Yellow Diamond began. "Well, Stephen, we're all thinking and talking, and..." She then smelled something. "Do I smell smoke?" Stephen sighed. "Yeah, our home just got destroyed." Blue Diamond had a look of sympathy. "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that." White Diamond then looked out and nearly saw the demolished city and frowned. "Has your home always been this destroyed?" "No," Spinel grumbled, stretching out her arm to grab the gem from behind the rock. "It's because of her." She released Apache Tears in front of the diamonds, who happened to see them gasp in shock as she cowered away from them. "Oh," Apache Tears gave a weak, anxious laugh. "The diamonds weren't shattered after all." White Diamond stared at the unique gem. "Who is that? State your name, little one." I am Apache Tears. My diamond is..." Yellow Diamond's eyes wide. "Apache Tears? Where have I heard that name before?" "Oh, I remember now. You were the one of my failed experiments. Like dog ears, white bow laying on the back. The white gem's hair glowed as Apache Tear shivered. Failed experiments? What are you talking about? Stephen asked. You see, Yellow Diamond said, thousands of years ago, I had created some gems for my armies. While most of them succeeded, there were a few that turned out to be failures. No powers back then meant no use to me, so I tossed them out into space. Looks like one of them managed to land on a planet far away. You poor thing, Blue Diamond cooed at the gem. Apache Tears lowered her head. Please don't call me that. It was me that destroyed their home. Go ahead, my diamonds, shatter me. It's probably what they really want. Stephen stared at her and sighed. White Diamond blinked but smiled. Why don't you come with us instead? The black and white gem's head shot up. What? Come live with us, Apache Tears. White Diamond spoke happily. You don't need to live on this disgusting planet, so come with us in Homeworld. I'm sure we'll find another reason for you, Yellow Diamond added. And we'll explain yourself when you're ready, Blue Diamond finished. Apache Tears was shocked to hear this, but turned to face Stephen and the rest of the gems, who were still glaring at her, especially Stephen and Spinel. Apache Tears thought about the choice, but sighed thinking that she would have no other choice either way. Alright then, I'll come to Homeworld with you. The White Diamond then grinned, and then lowered her hand to let the black and white gem hop on her palm, and she lifted her up. Don't worry, little one. I'm pretty sure we'll find a good purpose for you. The tip of the fingernail poked the White Diamond symbol on the gem's collar. Thank you, Apache Tears smiled. The White Diamond then had the symbol, but of course her dull gray eyes shimmering. I'm sure it'll be good, I'll enjoy, she frowned. But after even all I've done, I shouldn't be seen as a disgrace. Goodness, no, the White Monarch agreed. We would never judge anyone, just simply from their past actions, because that is wrong. Everyone else below narrowed their eyes, definitely not impressed by their patronizing statement. Considering the situation. Can you just leave already? Stephen grumbled before adding. Also, make sure Apache Tears is banned from Earth. Apache Tears lowered her head in shame, while White Diamond lifted her chin with her fingertip. Of course, Stephen. We'll keep an eye on this precious little gem here, when you're ready to visit us now. Bye for now, Blue Diamond waved. See ya, Yellow Diamond added, before the white bubble enveloped around them. The bubble floated back into the diamond ship, which gave everyone a peace sign before it whisked away, into the sky and away from the sight. Stephen sighed heavily, smiling over to Connie. Glad that it's over with. He looked over at the gems and their townies. Let's fix up Beach City, shall we? Beside him, Spinel scowled. Precious little gem. Yeah, right. Let's forget about her, said Pearl. All we can worry about now is Beach City. Spinel then looked up at her lover and smiled warmly. Right. The next few months had been spent on rebuilding Beach City. Thankfully, no one was killed, but many were injured, so they had all the help they need, and the gems were fixed and the town was up for them, along with Stephen and his mother, as well as the crystal gems. One night after everyone had healed and the city had been fixed, Greg sat up and had a big party for a lot of people, and the gems who helped with the reconstruction. Sadie was singing another song. This time it was requested by Spinel, which was everyone cheering and loudly for her. The people of the gems then cheered and clapped loudly for her as they continued with her song. It was the only after the few more affectionate kisses from Pearl and Spinel had real noticed that someone wasn't with them. Behind him she noticed Stephen strumming his ukulele near the ocean waves. She sighed gently. Hey Pearl, don't you mind if I talk with Stephen for a while? The pale gem looked and shook her head. Only if you give me a kiss, love. Spinel giggled at their lover's cheekly side before kissing her on the lips. She separated herself from her partner and left to go check on her son. He plucked at his strings, finding the right tune when he heard footsteps. Hey, Mom. Spinel sat down with him. Hey, Stephen. Stephen laughed a bit nervously. Really weird day, am I right? Yeah, but I'm glad it's over. Wouldn't you say? Spinel joked. Yep, the hybrid continued to strum on his strings on his ukulele. I was really scared today. I thought you was going to kill me. Spinel glanced down. Well, I think you know who should have lost either way. I know, but I really thought I lost you. Oh, honey, The pink gem wrapped her arms around herself, recoiling them. You would never lose me. Ever. Promise? Promise, Spinel whispered, letting her son snuggle into her. They looked up at the full moon. A few shooting stars were flying across the night sky. Well, this was definitely a really interesting, pretty good, well-made Steven Universe story. So that, my pretties, was Steven Universe AU or something. I don't really know what it is, but this is a sequel to it called Mama Spinel. Now, eventually the Crystal Gem Spinel story I did was changed to Mama Spinel, but I'm going to leave that title for the story that I narrated about 2 years ago the way it is. This is awesome, a really good sequel to Crystal Gem Spinel, which that one was like, I think around 65 chapters long. The other story I narrated 2 years ago by the same author, I don't really know, but it's been a while. So this story was written by Moonestone210. It's a pretty good sequel, and I honestly have to say, I have never seen the Steven Universe movie, so I can't really point out my, thoughts on it or anything like that, because I've not seen the movie or anything, but I've also kind of remember watching a few of the episodes in that. I mean, it's pretty interesting, especially with the concept in that, and I honestly thought it was a really good movie. Well, just the storyline of it all, it's just flat out pretty good. So, what I'm trying to say is that I really do enjoy this sequel. I thought it was really good, especially with the whole concept, and I honestly could see this being the case because taking the fact that I've actually have seen, parts of maybe this animation. I think I've seen bits and pieces of it. But of course, this Apache Tears person seems like it could be a really, a pretty good concept for, this whole, aspect. So, I mean, I really gotta say, it's still a pretty awesome, well-made, story. I mean, the grammar's good, as well as the sentence structuring, and all that. I mean, the story was written beautifully and well detailed, just like with the one that I narrated about 2 years ago. So, I really did hear that Steven Universe is a good show, so I might consider maybe taking a look at it whenever I have the time, because it looks pretty interesting. Who knows, maybe I might make a future story out of this show. Who really knows? So, yeah, now I think I'm going to continue with more of my other stories that I've been, well, not just my own stories, but like stories of other people too, so I can, basically read more of them, because I do want to try and get to other stories too. So, I mean, I got bookmarks of stories I really want to try and get to as well. So, like I said, I want to thank Moonestone210 for requesting me to read this story. I had fun reading this. It was pretty good. Now, I don't know the Steven Universe movie, like I said before. I'm going to have to watch the movie whenever I have the chance. I heard that movie came out about a few years back, so 2010 or, no, not 2010, but I think in 2018 or 19, the movie came out, so I have not seen it. So, yeah, that's probably why I was a bit confused with the plot line a bit, too, because I've not seen Steven Universe, well, maybe only bits and pieces of it, but that's just mainly it. I guess with that being said, this is just simply my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these stories. This is just simply my own personal opinion. If you don't like this story, that's fine. I respect your opinion. But if you like this story, that's completely fine with me too, because, you're free to make your own personal opinions on whatever. So, yeah, pardon me about that. My allergies are really acting up as I'm recording this, so yeah. Anyways, I guess with that being said, I give this a 10 out of 10. It's a really great story. I love how it's a sequel to the Crystal Gem Spinel story. I thought it was really neat. I mean, Yeah, I mean, there were parts of the story that actually got really intense, but it's also really interesting how this story is just absolutely well made, especially with the concept, and I like how all the characters were acting in character. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's still a pretty good story, and I really have to say it's obviously amazing. So, I guess that being the case, that being said, yeah, what did you guys personally think of this story? Did you enjoy this story? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make the story a lot better. I want to hear what you guys think, so feel free to leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm the Lion Queen. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you happen to be brand new here to this channel, feel free to leave this video a like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm out.